Hello, hello, hello. Good evening and welcome to. No, it's talking drum. So it goes. Do-doom, doom, do-doom, doom, doom. Do-doom, doom, do-doom, doom, doom. That's what talking drum does. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Rachel, but you may call me Rachel. And this is the Talking Drum on Viva Naija Radio. It is such a pleasure to be with you this evening. I cannot wait. We have a fantastic topic. I am psyched up, I am psyched out, and I can't wait for us to get started. This is the show where we put the World Bank to rights. We take a topic and we take it apart. And you know we always come with the goodness, right? This is no hypocritical show. This is no, see, do it like this. Don't. We say, see, this matter, and so it's supposed to be. And that's what we do on here. You know, we discuss things, we keep it real, and we bring you the goodies. And we are always happy for you to join us. So just stick around, and in a few minutes I'll give you the telephone number that you can dial in. Before I do that, let me introduce you to the rest of the his house. Ladies and gentlemen, starting with, according to how they came into the studio, none other than Nkiru Kama. Hello, my baby. How are you?
Hello, sweetie. My sweetheart. Sweetheart. How you doing?
Sweetheart, I did.
Ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good evening,
good evening. Good evening, good evening. I've been Miami.
Again, we are here to fire.
Hello.
Queen B.
Hello.
Queen B.
Hi, Rachel. Hi, Nkiru.
Hello, my lovely. How now?
Abimbola, why are you like
I
this?
am just well.
You don't call, you don't write, you don't even act like you miss me.
Do you know what?
Nothing.
I do miss you. I've been finding you. In fact, I need to come and visit you.
Come and visit me.
Let
me tell you what I did.
See you in his face.
Let me tell you what I did. Inkirika, let me gist you what I did. Okay, listeners, you people should still be listening. We're coming first. Let me tell you what I did. Ladies and gentlemen, moi, as I say, I, Adepiju, fine girl, Rachel, I made moi for the first time ever in my life from scratch. Like, I literally got the beans, I peeled the beans, I then blended this thing. Then it had the souls that were inside this moi. Yeah. Let me tell you. You say whether?
Hey, what's inside the moi?
I won't tell you now. So now, me, I can't be using sardine. That's a sheep something. I used this salmon. There was actually salmon up in my moi. Act like you know.
Ooh,
salmon, gosh. And then there was what's it called? Egg. Big egg, because there's nothing I hate like when you get moi at a party and you have flashbacks of egg.
Anorexic egg.
Some resemblance of say, maybe
one.
once upon a time there was egg in this moi, but no more. I cut the egg into half. I was like, now my money kill him, yes. I go shop, bought the egg, cut it into half. And then I bought the egg just how I like. Like, I like the yolk to be just yellow. I hate it when it's hard, and it has that gray ring around the yolk. I don't like that at all. Mm-hmm. That's the egg already tastes like farts. I can't deal with that at all. So I then cut it into 4. There was king prawns. There was comma beef. Bimbo. Comma beef was in my...
One more.
Comma beef.
Comma beef was inside. In fact, let me put it this way. I made wildlife and then I pretended like it was moi. That's basically what I did. I just put animals all up in a pot and then I mixed some beans.
Animals all up in it.
Because it was just too sexy. That moi was lit.
You know another trick you need to try with the egg is when one of the egg, break it apart, whisk it and pour it in with the actual moi liquid before you start putting both eggs in.
Masomo, what does that do?
You now open one. Now you do well. After you started, you now open one. You put one in the middle. Like you just pour it in the middle and let it cook. Like like
like you're poaching the egg, innit?
Poaching egg, but you put your egg inside it. That's how you do. You have to do another one like that.
Anointing. Aye, Baba. There's a song. Baby girl, you got it. Loved you when
I got it too.
You got it.
I got it
You got it
too.
too.
So while we're waiting for the gentlemen to join us up in the studio, let me give the callers what they need. What you need, people, is the number to join us in the studio. If you'd like to put your 2 cents in, you can come right into the Viva Naija radio studio and tell us how you really feel about any given topic. I'm going to get the number up in just a minute because I'm sure I had the window open and then I think I've changed it to the topic that we wanted to talk about. So here we go. The numbers that you need, if you're calling from the UK, you're going to need 0330. Where's it gone? 0330. There's just one of the gentlemen here telling me they're running a little bit late. We already know. 0330 998 1261. If you're calling from the US, you need +1, as always, 712-770-4032. If you're dialing from Nigeria, you just need 01, so it's a Nigeria landline number, 01-440-5024. In all 3 cases, you're going to need the access code, which is 264812. That access code again is 264812. If you need any of this information, go to radio.viva-naija.com or go to our Facebook group, which is Viva Naija Radio, or my personal Facebook page if we are friends on Facebook, and you will see all the information there. So, what are we going to talk about today? So I had a completely different topic in mind, but this is something that has been kind of trending all week, and I think we really need to talk about it. We need to talk about the rape culture in Nigeria and how rape or sexual assault is perceived, and what the different takes on it are. So we need to talk about blurred lines. What sort of signs are the women giving the men? What sort of signs are the men giving the women? What constitutes sexual assault or constitutes rape? Because I think Nigerians, a lot of people at home tend to think about rape, or rather, they only think about rape when it's violence rape. Do you know what I mean? Like when you hold someone down and you're hitting them or you're doing something to them, that's when they think it's rape. For a lot of people, because of the way Nigerian women are conditioned to give consent, they still think it's part of quote unquote foreplay or part of. And so now women know they agree straight away, you know, women still they do stop it, but I like it and everything. So for a lot of men, so I want to make this clear right from get-go. This is not a male bashing show. This particular episode isn't going to be about, all those bastard men who are busy raping women. No, because I really, really do believe that Nigerian women put out wrong signals because of the way we've been conditioned. If you just agree like that, then it means you're easy, it means you're loose, or maybe the guy will still take your gist and tell everybody that, this is what you did, or that girl, the matter wasn't even hard, she agreed straight away, blah 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 blah. So they are conditioned to expect refusals and expect rebuttals. They are conditioned to expect a girl to do stop it but I like it kind of thing. Then this same girl may turn around tomorrow and say, but I was just playing with you now. So how can you now say that means you should take off my clothes, or that means how come you should, So Nigerian men don't know where they stand. Nigerian women are sending out wrong signals. Nigerian men, even the ones who do know where they stand. So even in the situation where this is point blank rape, she's point blank shouting no, or she's point blank saying no, or she doesn't want. They don't know where, they don't understand that there's spousal rape, that there's marital rape, or that there is, that a girlfriend can just say, I don't want to have sex with you, etc., etc. And then even when it happens, there still seems to be very little by way of repercussions, like, but he don't beg you now, that should be enough now, so why are you now still continue about it? Is it not your boyfriend at the end of the day? So should you still not sleep with him? See, if you don't sleep with him, someone else will. So even when it is clear that this is, can you ladies hear me, by the way?
Yeah, very well.
Oh, perfect. Is Bimbo there?
Bimbo.
Okay, because it sounded
I
like I was
am
talking to
here, yes.
myself. Okay, perfect. So even when it's clear that it's rape, we still, a lot of Nigerians still seem to not reckon with the repercussions or what should be done to the guy in that time. It is the case of Kemen that brought up this issue. So this is the situation. I know Nkiru, I guess, knows almost nothing about Big Brother. So Big Brother Naija.
No.
So I'm going to break it down. This is what has been happening. This is what has been trending, which is why I felt like we absolutely have to take this topic. I had a completely different topic in mind, but the way this thing was just going round and round, I was like, oh, well, we need to talk about this. So there's a guy called Kemen. He was in Big Brother Naija. And there is a lady called TBoss who was also in the Big Brother house. Now, there was a night that TBoss was sleeping and Kemen slept in the bed next to her and then started shuffling, getting closer. You know how the Big Brother house is? It's almost the same as the way the Big Brother house is here in the UK. Like, they'll put 2 beds together in one corner, 2-3 beds together in one corner, 2-3 beds. So she happened to be sleeping next to Kemen. Bimbo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm on mute. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So she happened to be sleeping next to Kemen. Then Kemen started slipping closer and closer. I literally just watched this video about half an hour before we came on air because I really did want to get my facts right. The Big Brother recording that was done in the house. And slipping closer and closer. And then he... You know that thing like you're jarumpa. What is jarumpa in English? Like you know when you sleep rough or as if you kick something by accident or
Like you're having nightmare.
Yeah, like you are just sleeping. So he jarumpa'd his hand across like her midriff, right? And then he stayed very still to check if she was moving. When she didn't move, and to be fair to TBoss, this is not she was fronting sleep or I could actually hear her breathing. She was in that deep sleep. She was literally going. She was not snoring, but you know that very, very deep, like her breaths were really deep. So he did that, put his hand across, she didn't move. Moved the hand again to pull himself a little bit closer so he's properly lodged against her at this point. Still, she didn't move. Then he moved his hand off the top of the duvet and then put it inside the duvet. And then his fingers started moving under the duvet. Yes. We have reason to believe that at that point he assaulted her sexually. I don't know if he penetrated with his finger or what he was doing under the duvet. That was that. Now, the next morning, TBoss was a little bit jokey. She was like, so someone can't even sleep next to you. So, now what for you? So person not even sleep comments that I have a feeling like you were touching me last night, or I have a feeling something was going on last night. Then as the day was going on, her complaints were, I think more and more was coming to her like, come on, like, no, wait. It's like this guy touched me or something, And I think there was even a point that she went into the diary room and actually had a conversation with Big Brother to say something had happened and she felt some type of way about it. Now, at that time, Big Brother evicted Kemen. He was asked to leave the Big Brother house. So he wasn't even voted out or anything. They evicted him.
He was thrown out.
He was thrown out based on this act that he had committed. Fair enough. All of Nigeria was all up in outrage. Everything was crazy. And then when he came out, he was a little bit blasé about it. But I think by the time he got the memo that people are not joking with you, everybody found this fun, didn't find this funny and didn't. Then he went on his all his social media and said, I'm really, really sorry. No woman deserves to be molested in their sleep. He put on a full-on heartfelt apology. Or so it would seem. But that was the end. To all my fans who were voting for me, I'm really sorry I let you down. I'm sorry this is the end of the journey. This is this. All well and good. He apologized. Everybody said, oh, Kemen is a scum. That was the end of Solomon Grundy. Now, Big Brother is now over. Now they are doing a tour around the country. You know, the housemates are going around. They've been treated to like a whole comedy show where AY was the host, I guess. They're doing radio shows. You know, they're just giving them a whole load of press coverage, basically, and stuff like this.
Yeah.
The problem that people now have is Kemen is on this tour. With
Why? Why is he on the tour? Exactly.
Yeah, this is now the
He
thing.
shouldn't be on there.
Exactly. This is now the problem. So Big Brother did the right thing in expelling him. That's all well and good. Now Kemen is on the tour with the rest of the people. He's taking pictures. Now Kemen is getting very. So this is two things happened on the day of this show. Of the whole AY was the host. This one happened. That one happened, and everything. AY said. AY made some very, very off-color remarks, some very, very, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying what he did was good. I'm not saying I agree with him. I'm not saying he should have done that. But at this point, it's starting to feel like a witch hunt. What do people want? He has apologized and he has apologized. And then he went further to say, she was leading him on. That's, what's her name? TBoss was leading on Kemen. The day before, or a couple days before, she and Kemen had actually Kemen had actually given her a naked massage. I know that's what I've been reading everywhere, naked massage. I don't know whether Nadi Kemen naked, whether Nadi. So, don't worry, I'm with you, fine girl. I'm laying down the whole foundation of everything as it happened. So, there was a naked massage and all of this was going on. And so AY then went to great lengths to say, at this point, people are just trying to ruin his career. Let's let sleeping dogs, or let's let bygones be bygones. Let sleeping dogs lie. Ray. And anyway, I think he fell just short of saying he doesn't think it's sexual, saying that there's no guy in this room that wouldn't have done that. That there's no guy in this room that wouldn't have, I see you, baby. So let me just interrupt myself and bring in our latest. I really tried so hard to get men on this show because, like I said before, this is not a male bashing episode, and I really want to stay clear of all men are bastards or rape is such a bad thing or whatever the case may be, because I know that there's a lot of stuff that just isn't clear in Nigeria. There's a lot of stuff over here that just seems to make perfect sense to us, but it's just not clear in Nigeria. And that is all the show is meant to be. We're meant to just shine a light on a lot of the stuff that's going on back home. So to that end, I've got my favorite Igbo woman rapper, the suave Casanova of the Bad Gang Club. This is the second time he's joining us. For those of you who were with us on Friday, you would have heard his dulcet voice. But this is his very first time on the Talking Drums. So may I welcome Ugonna. Good evening, darling. How are you?
How's everything? Good evening.
Everything is fine.
Hello, welcome back.
How are you gonna?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to a very, very insightful discussion. Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us. So now people are saying, so that's what AY said. AY said at this point, it sounds like people have an axe to grind. It sounds like people are just trying to look for the guy's trouble. It sounds like this. It sounds like that. So a couple of people asked the question on Facebook So let me ask the question. Let me go around. Let me stop at this point and let me go around the room and say, do you think what Kemen did was wrong? do you think he deserved to be expelled from the house based on what he did? Because there are people who argue that actually, you know, guys and girls do it. You're sleeping in the same room with a guy, small time, one leg will just cross another person's leg, small time, one hand will just cross another person's hand. So when does bedroom shenanigans or a snuggle fuck turn into sexual assault? Let me start with Bimbo, please.
It's a good thing you start with me. All of you, can you all dial off now because I'm going to be the one ending the show from this point. Okay. Let's try and put it in the simplest way possible.
Mm-hmm.
If she's unconscious, it is rape.
Simple.
If you have to see if she awake from your touching and you continue when she's not awake, it is rape. Simple. If you have to sneak, it is rape. If she says no, it is rape. If she says I don't do, it is rape. I don't care if you buy her ass dinner. I don't care if you have ninja sneaking skills. I don't even care if you have amazing fingering skills that make the Mona Lisa face, the smile on the Mona Lisa painting change. I don't even care that. The simple fact of the matter is, what I have said stands. If she's unconscious, it is rape. If you have to be sneaking, rape. Simple as. So them throwing his ass out was completely right. Having him on tour is absolutely unacceptable. Frankly, personally, if it was me running that show, I would have carried him right from that show into a Black Maria. And then I now videotape him being carried off. So this girl, when I carry him with jail, my own hasn't finished because I'm the one running Big Brother. It's my camera. I can do what I want to do. I will now follow him reach that jail. Then I'll go to the biggest, baddest looking psychotic prisoner in there. And then I will now give him fresh cash. And tell him, what I want to do is fuck his behind up. I want you to bend him over and do him bad. Do him nasty.
There's something wrong with this girl. There's something wrong with this girl.
I believe in payback. That kind of payback needs to be done. Well, it's not even just because it's girls. If it was the other way around, it would be the same thing as well. Look, I do not believe in capital punishment. I do, however, believe in people getting their ass punished, getting their stupid self punished. In fact, I'm so vexed. I've never watched the show. I've never watched Big Brother Naija.
I did see what I did. If I'd known you were like this, I wouldn't have asked you. Wait, let me just. We've been joined by our second gentleman of the evening, the one and only Barry White of the Bad Gang Club. Hi, Dolapo. What it do?
How you doing, ladies? How we
doing? Hello, Barry White.
Hello, Barry White. How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Dolapo, that's Ugonna is back with us again today. That's Ugonna saying hi to you.
Oh, okay. Hey, how are you, man? It's nice to have a guy that actually wants to be on my side instead of that pony boy.
Why are you vexing on my party? Why are you vexing on my party, please? Okay, because you're not here to defend yourself.
I will rain thunderstorms on top of
You see how your voice is deep now, Dolapo. I don't want it to go high if Tony dials in. You have to keep this deep tone. You have to keep this deep tone exactly the way it is. So let me go to Ugonna. Let me get Ugonna's take on what we've been talking about so far. So do you think they were right to throw him off? What do you think? Where is the crossing of the line?
Okay, first of all, it's Big Brother Nigeria. You know, Nigerians playing out the role in South Africa, and I'm just trying to imagine what he was thinking because as someone in my mid-40s, growing up in Nigeria, there was a perception of, which is wrong, though I'm not in support, but get me right, there was this perception that if you're with a girl and she's like, no, you'd be like, come on now. And I just, like subtle whatever, which is not acceptable actually, because the problem we have when these young men move abroad and you're with a girl and she says no, and she's kissing you and she says no, even if you go further, you've crossed the line.
Yes.
But in his own case, he was actually groping someone that was not really aware, supposedly, and it was on national TV. Millions of people were watching. So there was need to make a statement so that people won't be encouraged by such and think it's permissible. I mean, I'm talking of someone that has, young daughters, teenage girls, and of course the question will be, but why should they be in such a situation? But you can see that situation is different because they are there for a mission. They're there to win some money. Mm-hmm. And I think he was out of order. Now, if they decided to wield the big stake, okay. But some people felt, okay, isn't that a bit hypocritical, Nigerians? But like I keep saying, it's a message you're sending out to the world that this is 100%. Not acceptable.
100%. Yeah, so I had a conversation with a friend when I was preparing. Sorry to interrupt you, Gunnar. When I was preparing for the show, I had a conversation with a friend, and we were talking about this was the point I was making about this thing you're talking about knowing that he was being recorded. So when Nigerians are saying, oh, it's a bit hypocritical, there's two different things. So this friend of mine was talking about sex in a deserted Sainsbury's car park, right? One of the wildest things he ever did. It was late at night. His girlfriend showed up. He actually worked at the Sainsbury's. All these late open or open all nights, whatever. So when you're part, he was like, oh my gosh, the whole time he was doing it, he was like, hey gosh, I wonder if there are cameras anywhere near here, or I wonder if anyone can see us or whatever. That is different from when you know for a fact that's camera. In fact, you know that the cameras are the entire point of the show. And you know that there is nothing interesting about you sitting there and drinking your cornflakes. That's not what the camera is trying to look for. The camera is trying to look for that one moment where you step out of line, or where you do something crazy, or where you do something naughty. As a matter of fact, they try to instigate these kind of things. They put them up to competitions or to games that will actually test their psychological thresholds and get them to a position where they're quarreling with each other and everything. So if something happened and you lost your temper and that's completely different. When you are lying in bed and you look at yourself and say, what will I do now? I know. Let me put my hand in this sleeping woman's underwear. That is village trope. That's when your village people are using your photograph to do hand fan, because it's like they're just using your picture to blow themselves breeze. I don't really understand why you do that. I really don't get it. So I agree with you. I think they acted right. Inkuru, do you want to add anything to that, or do you have any dissenting view from that?
Right, like Bimbo said. Yes. That was rape. It was not consensual. Two people did not agree to it. One person was snoozing, probably having one lovely dream about Denzel Washington, and one dog decides to stick his finger up her fanny. I mean, really, that is disrespectful. And the thing is, that's the mentality. It's like, even if she no agree, she really wanted it. BS.
Yes.
BS. Yes. She no agree. No be by force.
This is not even that, like, says she no agree. She wasn't in a position to agree.
She wasn't awake for you to do that. If you sleep with a woman who was drunk and passed out, you raped her. If you sleep with a woman if you shag a woman who is sleeping, it is rape. Are you mad? Who does that?
More so. So
totally banger of freaking order, to be honest.
So and let's have that.
They were stupid. Mm-hmm. Stupid move.
Now, so let's talk about this. Ogona said something, and I'll bring Dolakbo in here. I purposely didn't ask Dolakbo this question because Dolakbo came in halfway, so he probably doesn't know what we're talking about. So let's talk about this if she doesn't give consent or if she says no. This was a question that I was asked earlier on today, and I think I answered it well, but I would love to hear what you people think. So someone was saying, what happened? how about if this idea that once a woman says no, no is no, that if that was the case, half of Nigerian men will never have sex, ever. They would go to their graves as virgin, because Nigerian women.
For all of us.
This is just kukuma.
Sorry.
Nigerian women are not going to come out here and say, oh yes, do me, stick your finger here, or stick your tongue here, or stick your man bits here or there or the other place. So this idea of once a woman says no, which is what we are taught in the Western world, like, see, no means no, and that is the end. How should that play, or how does that play out in a Nigerian context? Let me speak with Dolapo, and then I'm gonna get Ugona's opinion as well, please.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, I don't know who took that survey and said half of Nigerian men would not be given down, because when I was growing up, we all understood, first of all, that when you're toasting a babe, our first default answer is no. Mm-hmm. Now, you don't go ahead and force yourself on her. What you do is you're able to peel that away by being nice to her, being all lovey-dovey with her. Mm. And then before you know it, she's all putting your hand. She'll be the one that wants to get down with you. Now, so that is how we were taught, and that's all what we did. The generation you have in Nigeria today is a money-based generation where they don't even know how to talk to ladies anymore. Men have to understand this. We are very visual. We see, we like, we naked ourselves immediately.
We off clothes. We see, we like, we off clothes.
Yeah. Women will see, they will like, but they're not in the mood yet. They want to hear sweet words. They want to see sweet actions. That is what puts them in the mood. And unfortunately, it doesn't start when you get in the bedroom. It starts from the very morning you woke up. You know, oh, you look beautiful this morning. You know, get her breakfast in bed once in a while. Help her with some of the things she does. You know what? Oh, I just noticed you didn't have gas in your car, man. I'll just go get gas in it.
That's a lot of kerfuffle for a bit of fanny, though. Anyway, but I'll let you tell it.
Who's the one that's going to be stuck with being...
That's also true. Who's going to have the congee? That makes sense. That makes sense. I'll let that pass. I'll let that pass. So, Ogona, what do you make of that? Where does the line change? Because the people that were saying, you know what, if you were to follow Nigerian women's mouth, how many Nigerian women will come out and say, yes, do me right now? So, like, how do you know where to draw the line? How do you know when you are wanted, when you are not wanted, when you should continue with the pursuit of the kitty cat, or when you should lean back? How do you know if that no is a real no, or if it is a coy, I have to say no first so you don't think I'm a bad girl?
Just flowing along with it, like there are two things normally. Most people can actually follow the word no and say, okay, sorry, carry your wahala and go, no problem. Mm-hmm. Why? Because I mean, it's not an end to a means. I mean, like, without her, does it end there? Then some people might decide to say, okay, let's even go. And once you feel a physical resistance, the first, like, hey, leave me alone, then you know you just have to pack up and even say, sorry, ma. Because, like I said, at times that Nigerian thing of please leave me alone, but the person is holding on to you, which I hope most people are no more doing nowadays, because it was something we used to hear and even see back then. But I think things have really changed. I mean, people should actually understand for their own security as well. Once she says no, then you go back.
And you've said something very important. Your own security. Your own security.
Yeah, for your own, because she can just say, well, he forced me. So most times, especially then, for me, I always looked at it as a thing of pride. Oh, okay, you mean we went all this fine, you just said no? Okay, no problem. Even worse, even at the point of even intercourse, some women actually say, no, I don't feel like it. And you're like, really? But you took off your underwear and this, and like, no, I don't want. I'm like, okay, yeah, fine, no problem. You just dress up and just go. Unfortunately, some people will draw you back. I was wrong with you. I'll come back. So I think even the women have a role to play as well, where your no is no, so that you have to be consistent.
And that is it. That's where I'm trying to get to.
You can't be saying no and be dragging the person back. And but for me, I still believe that the moment there's any form of resistance, you just hold back. I mean, it doesn't end there. But unfortunately, it's something that gradually, should I say, coming to the consciousness of men here. And but you see, why it's on is different. It's like this lady was actually supposed to be sleeping.
Yes.
Yes. She was like not aware. So,
yes. And I was saying just before you joined us, Ugonna, that I actually took the liberty of actually searching all over YouTube for this exact clip that caused all the problems. Excuse me. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. Her breathing was deep. She was sleeping. She wasn't doing stop it, but I like it. She wasn't pretending to be sleeping. She wasn't using style to inch closer to him. She genuinely was sleeping. And you've said something very important there, Ugonna, about hopefully this is all changing or whatever, because I didn't expect the backlash that happened to Kemen. Growing up in Nigeria, I did uni in Nigeria. I spent time in Nigeria before I left Nigeria and I came out here. And rape was always, I saw at least 4 instances in Ife where a woman was actually bold enough to say, Obamishe, blah, 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 he did this to me or with me. And it was always her fault. How did you end up in his room? Why were you sleeping next to him? Did you not see any other girl you could have laid down next to? Did you know, blah, 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 blah. Why were you wearing this skirt? Why were you doing this? Why were you doing that? So the blame was always on the women, to the point that the women didn't talk about it. Either they didn't talk about it, or if they had enough resources, they would take matters into their own hands. So organize for our boys to give the guy maximum shishi or to do something. But they never...
I have actually experienced this personally.
Okay.
So when I was 13, my aunt's cousin, so my mom's half sister,
okay,
she has a cousin on her husband's side of somewhere, whatever. Some random blokes that she used to take care of that lived with her. And on this particular night, my siblings were at my said aunt's house. And so was I. But my aunt needed us to, she needed something from our house. So she sent me and that guy along to go get this item. We lived only 3 doors away.
Okay.
Got in the house, picked up the item, gave it to him. Obviously, because this was my house, we had the keys locked. You know, they leave house open for Nigeria. This was in Nigeria, by the way. We went in. I picked up the stuff, gave it to him, and then I was hanging out in the house just trying to finish off some stuff. He'd taken the item, had gotten there, dropped it, and then came back. I was still in the house, and when he came back, I'm like, oh, what's up? Didn't you take the stuff with you? He's like, yeah, he did. And then he tried to kiss me, and I pushed him away. And that's how this guy just washed me. And man, I haven't spoken about this for such a long time. And I ran from him, further into the house because he was blocking the front door. So I ran further into the house. He chased me all the way to my brother's bedroom, and then pushed me on the bed and tried to force himself on me. So there I am. I'm 13. I think he's one of those, I don't know, he's about maybe 16, 17, but, still in the same kind of class that I was or something, in terms of, school
year,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, So I'm fighting with him. He's a lot more stronger than me, and I'm 5'2". I'm a pretty tiny person, and I was even a hell of a lot smaller then. And I did all of that. Anyway, he didn't get his way. I ended up kind of like I put my fingers in his eyes, and that kind of distracted him. So I pushed him off, ran out of the house, ran all the way back to my aunt's house. Now, my aunt was already downstairs with my mom, so they were the ones I ran into. If not, I would have gone to my brother's. So I ran to I ran into them. At this point, I was very upset, and told them what happened, that he tried to force himself on me. My mom was already livid. She was looking to burn down the whole country. And my aunt, my mother's sister, told me that she will not marry Junko. So basically her thing was, and this is me growing up, I've always thought that, I'm going to say it in English again, but I've always been, I'm the type of person that I smile quite a lot. I think it's one of my best features, so I always smile. I see no reason why I shouldn't. Life no vex me, so why should I be vexed? So I'm always smiling. So her response, my aunt's response, was kind of like, well, when meet, I'm always smiling at everybody.
Sorry, and let me clarify that this is right there on the day. This is like literally as you said.
On the day, I'm upset.
That's the first thing that came out of her mouth.
I'm visibly, I'm visibly upset. And then she now proceeded to ask, did I do anything to encourage him? Like, are we dating each other? I'm looking at this woman thinking, bitch, please, not only am I 13, I don't date. Secondly, if I was going to date, do you think it would be him? I mean, he's adjacent from retard. What am I going to be doing with that? But obviously that at that point was not even clear. I was just, when you're kind of I was dazed. I was miles away. So by the time he'd run off, they'd seen I'd gone to my mom. My mom took me upstairs to my brothers, who were with my cousins, my aunt's children, and they kind of took care of me. My brothers went out to go look for him. By the way, I have 3 brothers. One of them is Delta, and they were looking for him. They didn't find him. I'll tell you what happened about that one on a different completely gist. But anyway, this was this woman's response.
So I've had that before with a girl up our street. This exact same thing happened. Almost exact. The guy was I don't know what you can call such people. He was a simpleton. He's like Yeah, he don't repeat class tire. He was big, broad-chested. He was a big boy, but he wasn't particularly intellectually all there, basically. So he was in a class with kids that were, I don't know, 4 or 5 years his junior, but he was in every sense of the word. And even that one said, some days he goes, other days he doesn't go. And in his case, he was successful. He did rape this girl. And I remember at the time, the narrative was, he's dumb. He didn't do it on purpose. He doesn't know what he's doing. And when you two, that's how we used to do. Why did you two go there? When you two, And they were screaming at this girl. They were screaming at this girl. Oh, is it not this one that we still sent to the market which day and he didn't come back with the change? Oh, he's an idiot. Everybody knows he's an idiot. Is that what we're talking about? Is that what we're talking about? So I was actually, all of this to say, the Kemen story really, really warmed my heart because I've seen things in uni. I've seen things like, oh, wow, Nigeria is getting the memo. We are finally getting that no means no. I have seen a lot of debates on Facebook, on Twitter and stuff like that to do with consent, to do with even spousal rape, which for a long time Nigerians didn't understand. And even now there are still many, many, many people that don't understand spousal rape, that are like, how can I rape my wife? This is an anomaly. This is not possible. She's mine. We are in the same family.
I paid her dowry.
I paid her dowry. She's mine, and I can do whatever I want to do with her. So let that be that. So, that's where we stand. So, if only for that, if that's all that the Kemen story did, then that's fantastic. It's fantastic that Nigerians are saying, we will not stand for this. We will not. Does that mean every single rape case gets prosecuted? Of course not, because if it did, this guy would be at the very least having a formal warning, or at the very least having to pay a fine or whatever. Instead, it's like he's being rewarded for this action. So here are two things that happened. The first person's Facebook post that I was going to bring up, I saw this a couple of days ago, right when this thing started trending, when AY said all the despicable things that AY said on the show, where he was saying that, what AY actually said was, you guys are trying to bring down his career. How many of us never touch babe where they form sleep, or so he completely undermined everything that happened. And TBoss was sitting there. This TBoss that he's even talking about was not flunked out in series 1 or series 2. She made it right up until second runner up. So she was in the house up to the very end. So this is not some 2-bit floozy type thing. So there's that. There was a gentleman on Facebook who put up a post saying, this is unacceptable. That means what's it called? That means AY himself must be a rapist if he's going to condone rape. If he's going to, try to make humor out of it, or trying to make it light, or trying to remove our attention from the fact that Kemen was wrong. And guess what happens to this? Go ahead.
It makes sense, though. I mean, why would you condone something?
So let me tell you about AY. I have a personal grouse with AY. On 2 different occasions that AY has been here in the UK, AY has done comedy skits, like 10 minutes, 5 minutes little skits, 10-minute skits. The one he did was a very short one that, in fact, what's the name of the other guy? There was another comedian that he was bouncing off of, and that one literally took the mic from him. That was a Crack Your Ribs, the 10th edition, as in AY, you talk, the one where you talk don't reach. And that was on homophobia. If any guy carry dick come saying one shag me, I go beat him, this. And Basket Mouth, that's right. I think it was Basket Mouth was the other comedian, literally took the mic out of his hand. Now, the second time I've heard AY do this exact same thing was in another show. Now this one was his own show, so nobody to even collect microphone from his hand. AY I didn't look at my wristwatch, but this thing couldn't be anything less than 10 minutes minimum on homophobia, on I hate all gay people, to hell with all gay people, left to me, I would rhyme them all up.
Too much.
And not just that, but in the UK, in Nigeria, you can try your nonsense with your little 14-year law and your little, we are not allowed to do. You don't come to, it was almost like he was in church. Like, it stopped being funny. He was frothing at the mouth. He was literally, there was no, what's a stand-up comedy after all? It's just done to a funny tone or to humor or something. He wasn't laughing, he wasn't joking, it wasn't anything funny. Now, as the thing they do AY they talk, his eyes, his pupils got dilated. He was literally frothing at the mouth, going off on homophobia and off on gay people, which had nothing to even do with waiting we find come. I don't even understand why he went down that route. So at that point, I'm like, there's something going on with this guy. And then, literally 2 weeks later, his wife left the house on allegations of abuse and battery, although they later made back up and got their acts together, sort of, dare I say, coincidentally or not coincidentally, after the release of, what was the name of that comedy that made him millions?
40 Days in Atlanta.
There you go. Yeah. So after 40 Days in Atlanta, the wife said, "No, sorry, I was joking. He not beat me. I know me now." So that happened. So AY did this whole thing. So this my friend on Facebook came and said, AY must be a rapist to be trying to downplay everything that happened. Guess what happened after that? People went to report this guy's post. As in, first of all, it started off being a full war where people were saying, you can't say that. At the end of the day, was TBoss not at this same show where AY was saying all these things? Why are you people carrying TBoss's fights for her? Did TBoss die? Did he actually sleep with her? Did he put his penis inside her? At least he didn't do anything. So why are people now saying blah, 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 blah? And of course, people go behind the back to pull the post, to actually report the post to Facebook. Facebook took the view that the post was inflammatory and pulled down the post. But on Olufunke Phillips's wall, which I'm sure most of you would have heard this name before, I just want to run a couple of comments by you guys so that you can see what's being said, and I would love to get your opinions on them. Somebody says, Auntie, it's enough, he has apologized to Olu. So Olufunke, all she said was, why is Kemen on this tour when he was expelled from the Big Brother house? So Olufunke responds to this person by saying he was disqualified. An apology does not undisqualify him. Then another person came to say, what do you stand to gain in all this Kemen story? Seriously, are you just seeking attention or what? The guy should commit suicide or what? Please wake up from your la-la land. We are not all saints. If all the mistakes you have ever done in your life so far and people decided to crucify you, where do you think you would be by now? The show is over. Kemen apologized, but the guy has mouths to feed. Is there no forgiveness in your dictionary? It will be a miserable gesture if you put matter that doesn't concern you directly in your pretty little head. Please wake up from your dreams.
Wow.
What happened?
I need
talking about disqualification. She's talking about rape. She said he was disqualified. Simple as, if you are disqualified, why are you on the top?
I don't know.
It's like an ex-bandmate that has been removed. You have no legal rights on any song or anything. Now say you're coming on top. To do what?
It's not the explanation. It's not the explanation I'm concerned about at this point. I'm trying to bring up Nigerian feeling to rape, as in it is not that serious. It is just not that big of a deal. Shebi, don't talk sorry. That's what I would like us to look at, to say, if such a thing happens, what is even the one that we saw? People are saying he don't do now. Shebi, he has apologized. So what is the incentive for a young girl to say, you know what? This is what happened to me. This is how I feel. I want to bring this to the correct authorities. I want something to be done. What is the incentive when the one that people saw koro eyes? There are people like AY explaining it away. There are people who are even saying this person should not be afforded certain gestures at telling you wake up from your dream. At this note, before anyone answers that question, I've got another person in the studio. Telephone number ending 5277. Welcome to Talking Drum on Viva Naija Radio. May I know who I'm speaking with, please?
It's Towel.
T-boy!
How are you?
I'm all right. You know, how what it do? I'm going to save your number as Taiwo ni ringtone.
I deleted it already.
No. I mean on the show panel.
Okay.
Thank you and welcome.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us. Have you been following the show so far? Do you know what we're discussing?
Yes, I have been.
Okay,
yes.
So just before I bring you in, I'm just going to speak to the gentlemen. Specifically, I want to talk to Dolapo and Ugonna. Apologies to the ladies if I'm not talking to you that much, but just because we are not saying that women can't rape men. We know that this can happen. We know that you can have a man have sex with you under duress, in as much as maybe not hold a gun to his head. But there are certain things that we know about Potiphar's wife in the Bible, for crying out loud. We know about, Madame saying you won't get that promotion unless blah, 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 blah. We know what happens to Gates men and all of that. But we also know that a majority of rape, especially the sort of rape that we're talking about, has to do with men committing it on women. So I want to get your opinion about these bloodlines. I'm trying to keep away from violent rape because we already know that one very well. We know you should not jump up from behind the bushes and hold one woman and say, oh yeah, open leg or what have you. I'm trying to deal with the gray area. I'm trying to deal with this stop it but I like it type of situation that we have going on in Nigeria. I'm trying to deal with is it like you off in my pants now? Wow, no. And I'm trying to deal with even when the guy has been caught to be wrong, the excuses that are being made, the leeways that they're being given. These are the things I'm trying to deal with. So the comment I just read out, Dolapo, what do you make of that, and what do you think can be done really to change mindsets?
I think hopefully maybe with the younger generations coming up, maybe they are starting to change, starting to understand the message. For me personally, I just never understood why someone will feel like, having their way, despite the no being registered, will get them to that, will get them off the way they actually want it. To me, it just never makes sense. If she's not fully participating with me, I am not even going to even say a word. I'm walking away. Simple. Now, women, the problem with the scenario, well, not the scenario, the picture you painted for us, what that happened with, AY and everything is, and that is a trap that comedians fall into constantly. You see, with comedy start with, they have this leeway to basically talk about any subject, no matter how raw it is or who it may rub the wrong way. You know what? When you go into a comedy club to start with, you cannot come out and cry racism or he's been a racist or the comic was a racist and nothing like that. You cannot. He's free to just yap anybody and talk about anything he wants to. But with his own problem, it wasn't a skit and it wasn't a particular comedy that he was doing. It seemed he might have started off that way, but his feelings got in the way and he started basically preaching.
Yes.
And that is where that's where everything just derailed. You're not helping. As a comedian, you can come up and talk about, homophobia or homosexuals or anything you want to talk about, and the things, say you don't like it, say you don't want, but there must be a punchline to it somewhere that I can laugh.
Precisely. There was no punchline. There was no humor. He was preaching. Yeah.
So, but when you come off as just being, preaching to the people, then it registers that, okay, your true feelings are coming out, and you're truly a homophobe for real, and you're not helping the situation. Now, when he talked about, well, he really didn't do anything, lay off the guy, the guys, I understand that. You know what? I believe in second chances, but the second chance doesn't have to be with me.
Yep.
Somebody else can always offer you that second chance. I don't know why this guy was included in this tour. Maybe the same way they do. I think they do that with all these Real Housewife or whatever. Then once the season is over, they put everybody together and for drink.
I like that you
to me,
mentioned
maybe
that
that's
actually, because the truth of the matter is there was a Real Housewives of Atlanta where one of their husbands was on a rap for something. I don't know, maybe fraud or something. He did something. Almost by the time they were doing, the one that they sit down with the guy in the middle and the guy tries the reunion. God bless you.
Yep.
Dude was not at the reunion. He had lawyers to see and things to do.
Yep. Apollo.
You see, God bless you. Apollo was not. Apollo is Phaedra's husband, right? That's the one I'm talking about. Precisely.
Yep.
He was not at the reunion. By this time, he hadn't even been convicted or tried or anything. But the net was closing in. Is whatever is the name of the company that manages the Real Housewives franchise? Are they really gonna get a guy to sit on this thing and be talking about? Oh, I love
but
my.
you know what? Let me interrupt that and let me put a disclaimer there. I don't watch these things. All right, it's my wife that watches them, and sometimes
I don't watch them either.
And part of me trying to get to that bedroom at night is also be interested in what she's interested in. So
No cookie tonight.
Very right.
there you go. So I got to know that this guy on Real Housewives of Atlanta, yes, he might not have been on the reunion tour or a reunion show, but I caught one episode where the couple that was building the restaurant. We're doing like a little pre-opening, whatever for friends and family, and he called in while also sending his current girlfriend to represent him.
That one, Apollo is not very well. But the point is, Apollo wasn't there. So let me tell you why. Right. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is sometimes when it comes to TV shows, it might not be the proper way to judge morals in the country because all they're after is the ratings. That's all they're after.
I agree.
So
however, this thing that he did, that Kemen did, he did on that show, which is different from what Apollo did. True. On Big Brother show, Kemen groped some woman. So this is where the problem is, because apparently as soon as he came out of the house, he apologized for touching her and said, oh, you really shouldn't have touched it. However, as more and more people, this is the danger in the kind of thing that AY did. As more and more people started saying, and now Shebi has said sorry. This is what happened. So there's an Instagram page, and I'm gonna come to you, Ugonna. There's and Tyrell too. There's an Instagram page, Miss Goldilocks, who apparently is TBoss's sister and was the one managing her campaign the whole time TBoss was in the house, drumming up support and getting people to vote for her sister, blah 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 blah. So she said, people ask me what I feel about TBoss around Kemen. That question should be addressed to the higher powers. My feelings are thus. In a society where saying sorry is enough for most, you get disqualified and still have the same benefits as those that respected the game. Please, what are we teaching our kids? Sorry does not make things right. It does not change the mind frame of the offender. This is why we don't move forward as humans. We keep accepting mistakes and asking for no consequences. Then some other girl came and answered Miss Goldilocks and said, wait, so I'm not understanding. Please, someone explain what this one is saying. TBoss's sister at Miss Goldilocks reacts to Kemen getting as much attention as the other contestants. This person is a woman, by the way, responded. So because he got disqualified, should he go and die or should people abandon him? I mean, he's got his own talent too. He's made with or without BBN. Then Kemen himself then answers under this lady, says, please help me go and tell her I don't know what her problem is. Anyway, she's free to do what pleases her.
See, I don't know who Kemen or is it Kemen, right?
Kemen, Kemen.
I don't know. I don't know who his manager is, because if he had to, he should have shut up to start with.
Thank you.
But if he had to say anything at that point in time, he should have just said, you know what happened was really bad, and I'm truly sorry about it.
That's it.
And I hope that people reading this
and I'd like you to stop talking about it now.
Simple.
Just, I hope people reading this.
If you're trying to remake yourself, for God's sake, stay on that path. Don't just because you have one person now fighting your fight, you now feel you have an army. I'm sorry.
It's because that is what we're saying. This thing that AY did is what is giving Kemen mouth. Go ahead, Taiwo. You were about to say something?
Yeah, I just want to clarify something there. Mm-hmm. This Kemen guy, did he actually touch the girl inappropriately?
Yes, he did. He touched her inappropriately while she was asleep.
So, but he wasn't drunk at the time.
Oh no, he had correct guy.
Okay, the guy was at the sex school. Number one, yeah, that is digital rape. Rape.
Yep.
The girl can press charges for digital rape. So that guy, Kevin guy, is lucky that he's in Nigeria, that he can get away with murder.
That's even so much to be talking. Yes.
Yeah. If he was in this country, even if the guy does not press charges, the police will press charges, and he will be convicted because there's evidence.
And he'll be signing a form for the rest of his life.
Yeah, and you cannot live within a certain yard of school.
I don't even understand why people want to even put yourself in that. You know what? I'll rather go steal
than be known as the person who is touching people.
Whatever punishment the government gives you, be it home detention or 5 years or 10 years, once you come out, you are going to be on the sex offenders register for life.
Yes.
It's not even just sex offenders register. Yes, maybe your neighbors don't pour through the pages of the sex offenders register every day or whatever the case may be. Do you understand that the people who know you, imagine, oh, what are you in jail for? Oh, what do you do? Oh, if I thief, I was hungry, my kids didn't have food to eat. Me and my penis, we were just wandering around, touching people, sticking our fingers where we like. It is the most base of offenses. It is the most lack of control.
It's a criminal. It's not lack of criminal offense. It's It's criminal. It's criminality. And those
even criminals.
Even among criminals.
Have moral codes.
They have moral codes.
Because in jail,
what's about the power in jail?
Yeah.
There's a bottom. Yeah, there's the bottom of the power in jail. The lowest of the low in jail are the ones that molest children.
Yes.
Rapists and people who beat women and child molesters have it really tough in jail.
It's a bit despicable. People are condoning it and abusing the people who are sticking up against it and fighting against it, saying you don't do. So that's where we're at. We're about an hour in. I don't know if we have so much more to talk about because I want to flip this script right on its head. Before I do that, or just before we do that, where I'm just going to give out the numbers again just to get people to, if you do want to call in, the number you need to dial. I don't have the number to hand, so talk quietly amongst yourselves. I'll bring the number up in just a minute. I want to flip the script.
I have a question.
Go on.
I have a question for you guys. So, when all these ones that they say the person was too drunk to give consent, what exactly, there's a footballer here. I don't know if the non-UK people know this story, but there was a footballer here that was sent to jail for having sex with a woman while they were both drunk. He too was drunk, but they were saying that he should have known that she was too intoxicated to give consent. So he was sent to jail.
Is it black?
If both of them could have been proven to be drunk, totally intoxicated, then both of them actually, I'm not sure how you.
They should both sorry. They should both sorry.
Right.
Well, see, this is where so I have a question. What do you think of situations like that, where people are drunk? You're obviously your judgment is impaired. Both the guy and the woman, the judgment is impaired. It's not just the case of the guy was drunk and he didn't know and he raped a woman, which sometimes can happen, but the woman herself is also drunk. So maybe, her ability to say yes is impaired. But how do you deal with that kind of situation?
I would hate to say, or let me flip that, then if both of them, like I said, were intoxicated to the beyond, beyond whatever is reasonable, so who do we say was actually doing the rape?
That's the other one.
Right. American justice, I don't trust it. If the perpetrator is a black person, can't. That's me. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased or anything like that. I believe if you're a black person, you're 80% more likely to be convicted anyway, even if you're guilty. Your look was like, okay, you're guilty already. Yeah, like talking about rape, there was a white boy footballer as well that raped someone behind the bin. What did they do to him?
Yeah.
They let him go. Because I said,
I remember this.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and a black guy, he's drunk. He's
drunk
as well. With American criminality, I can't say much about it, but if you're black, please, you have to think twice not to commit a crime.
Think twice not to commit a crime. There's a pussy grabber in White House, and you are talking. If you are white, if you're white, it's all good.
Well, I agree with what you just said because
so long as you're not trailer trash white, you're good.
If you're in the U.S., you might probably have to get written consent,
Of course, I mean, right. Even that right, you have to make sure it's his handwriting. No, you write or you took out that direct.
Oh, I remember this case.
No, and that has to be throughout the whole of the sexual encounter, because they also say that you might say yes when the sex starts, but after the sex has started and you now then say no and the person continues, you still rape. It's like, are you kidding me? Where, people are in the zone. Juices are flowing in different places, things are standing up and attention, and you're expecting that person to come and watch.
You take it out,
no. It's really you take it out.
They catch you.
Oh yeah, one of our listeners is also talking about Adam Johnson. Is that the one you were talking about?
The Sunderland footballer?
Correct.
Yes, the Sunderland footballer, yes.
I think his own problem was that she was supposed to be underage.
Yes, she was 15.
No, sorry, no. That one is the one that they were texting for ages and he finally met her and he slept with her. No, the West Brompton or something like that footballer. What's his name? Or maybe his surname is West or something like that. This one, there was a whole thing of when he came out of jail, should he be allowed to go back to work?
Yes. I remember this. I don't remember the detail.
And it became a whole thing where they're saying that some people were saying no, they should allow him to go back to work, blah blah. Some were like, no, they're not going to support that club again if he does, and everything and things like that. And so I forgot, maybe he plays for West Brompton or something stupid like that.
Just bear with me 1 minute. Oh, someone is saying Ched Evans. I don't even know who that is. We have another caller on the line. Oh, I know who this is. I do know who this is. We're going to flip the script. Wait, everybody wait. First of all, let me read out the numbers, although I don't even think I need to read out the numbers. I think everybody knows the numbers because we have a room full right now. If you're dialing from the UK, the number you need to call is 0330-998-1261. If you are dialing from the US, you need to dial +1 712 770 4032. If you're calling from Nigeria, just hit us up on 01440-5024. In all three cases, you need to dial the access code 264812 to come into the studio. That having been said, we have Fla, Fala, follow. Hi, Falabi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Hi.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry for checking in late.
Everybody, this is Falabi. Falabi, this is everybody. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, Falabi.
Hello, Falabi. Welcome to the show.
So I went out of my way to get men, and now it looks like we're completely drowning in men. But this is how the ladies of the bad guy
I did your way, my dear. I did your way.
So I want to flip the script. We have to talk about women and your responsibility in this thing. All you people and your stop it, but I like it. I know I am not talking to Carmen, and I know I'm not talking to Stella if Stella was here. To the rest of y'all hoes. So there was a topic that was trending on Twitter, and the question was, someone asked a very simple question. I think it was born out of this this discussion basically, and the person said, how would you ask for sex as a woman? How would you ask for sex from a guy that wasn't your partner? So this could be a work colleague, it could be the guy down at the local grocery store, it could be whatever you wanted it to be.
From a single guy.
Yes, as a woman, how do you make it known to a guy that you're up for some for some good time in it?
Ojúmọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ gan.
Ojúmọ́, So here's the question. Dear ladies, how do you initiate sex, especially with someone who is not your boyfriend? Now, this topic, I mean, it was retweeted 1,667 times. So everybody went on their walls and asked the question. Altogether, there were thousands and thousands of responses. Overwhelmingly, I think there was only like a very, very small percentage of the women who said, I would point blank say, Negro, alpha, our markets, do you want to get down type of thing. Most of them did the, well, I would be walking around in lingerie. Well, I would be doing this. Well, I will flip my hair. Well, which the guys were now arguing, but this is all part of what we're telling you. These are all the things that you guys do that give us the wrong impression, because by the time we make a move, this same you people will turn around and say, what do you mean? Leave me alone. What does that mean? So are you now saying somebody cannot walk around? Are you saying, oh girl, you're an animal, you're a beast, you're a bo, you're a ba. So the guys were saying this thing that the signals you're putting out for I'm just trying to be friendly is the same as the signals you are now telling us are the same signals you are putting out for I want dick. So how is a guy to know when to make a move or not, especially if that guy is not your boyfriend? Of course, if now your own, and you know what you are doing and how to get him interested. How do you tell a guy?
Hello?
Yes.
It's simple, yeah.
The girls. Let the girls speak.
Oh yeah, girls.
Exactly.
I'm gonna ask three. There are three ladies here. I'm going to ask. I'm gonna ask in Kiruka.
How about you?
Am I inside? Wait now. I'm going to ask.
You should let Carmen please speak first.
That's the three ladies. I told you that Dolapo is anointed. Number one, Nkirika will talk. Number two, Bimbo will talk. Number three, Carmen will talk. For those of you joining us for the first time, Bimbo has an alter ego. Bimbo is a good shade of God. She's one small, rondo, innocent little thing going about her business, not troubling anybody. You see that one they call Kemen. Kemen is the one with the afro, with the big hoop earrings, and Kemen is the one that will rock your world. So it's the three of you. We're asking Nkiru, we're asking Bimbo, and then we're asking Kemen. Let me start with Nkiru.
Right. For me to see a guy, and I know that, you know what, I need this guy to service me from head to toe.
Preach it!
I would ask straight up. There's no messing about, because I know that's all I want from him. So I need it done like ASAP. So, you know, if you meet a guy, before you say that to there's already that little attraction, even if it's just, some serious eye candy there, or you look down and you see a bulge in his trousers and you're like, hi, brother is holding it down. Yeah.
Man, I feel so used. I feel used.
You see, I feel used.
Bro, don't be like that. But yes, you know what I mean. So you see a guy, look down, well fitted. You can see that bulge. He looks at you, he smiles. There's a little twinkle in his eye. You got a twinkle in your eye. Straight up, you know. It's
no. I want to hear. I don't want to say. I don't want to hear. I'll tell him. Say. Let's say Taiwo now is the dude. You're feeling the nigga. I want to hear the words. First of all, would it be a face-to-face or would you text him up some stuff?
Oh, if I've got his number, what's up? I'll be like...
07.
I'm sweating where I am, Rachel, at the moment.
Taiwo is in it with the number. Taiwo was like, no long thing. Come.
He'll be on WhatsApp. He'll be like, what are you doing this evening? Do you want to hook up? Straight up, what's the point of wasting time? Especially when you're not a child. You know what you want. You've seen the package. The package is well fitted. You know you can do the business. Why not? I will tell him straight. WhatsApp. I'll WhatsApp. If I have his number, I will WhatsApp him. Then we'll have a little chat. Trust me, I will go over with my trench coat on and nothing else.
How about that? Taiwo!
Red heels and trench coat.
So I have a question for you again, Nkiruka. Would you have done the same thing 10 years ago? Would your response be the same response 10 years ago?
10 years ago? No, I would. 10 years ago, I would have done it. I would have even been worse than now. Now, I'll do it in a sophisticated manner, but 10 years ago, I would have just gone head first. Jumping with my 2 feet without thinking about it.
Taiwo, see your life outside. See your life outside.
Taiwo! Oh, God.
Okay, so Bimbo, let me ask you. How would you initiate sex with... Bear in mind that I'm still going to ask Kemen. So this is Bimbo.
I know. Okay, so with Bimbo...
So you're feeling Taiwo. No, you're not feeling Taiwo. Which kind of smelling Taiwo? You're feeling Dolako. No, you're feeling Dolako.
I'm going to clarify. Okay, so I'm feeling Dolako. Of course, I'll start with flirting. Making some eye contact, having a conversation with him. How you doing? Then we start sort of getting into the riskier topics.
So you're talking about, is this on some kind of phone, or are you talking in real life?
It's on the phone or face to face, whatever. If it's face to face, I'm going to be moving closer to him. There will be no space between us. You can try and put putting paper in between the both of us, and it will not enter. It will not slide in because my body has more his body. And then you make eye contact. Excuse me, I'm flirting with Dolako here now. Please stop interrupting. And then I'll make eye contact. And I'll make eye
I'm
contact.
sorry, can I just interrupt for a quick 5 seconds there? Rachel, please,
Yes.
are you recording this part? Because when Tony comes...
Emi Adepeju, I have pressed record on top of the record. There's a reason why I said Dolapo, because I wanted to see her process. If I'd said Tony, she go down off clothes. She go naked from her house, reach Tony's house. So I just said Dolapo to get an idea of what her process would be. So go ahead.
Yeah, so I would make eye contact, and then I'd make sure he's looking at me, and I'll look from his eyes to his lips, back again, and then I'll see what his response is. If he does exactly the same thing as me, the lips are touching, and we start from there. And I won't be teasing, not that no, I don't know. If I get to the point where I want to be kissing him, and I want to have sex with him, there's no point in dressing, but don't touch, but wait, come, wait, so, no. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it, and then we'll start from there. And that'll be the good girl bit. However, the big boy bit would probably not be doing this with someone I hardly know. It would be someone maybe that I'd known for maybe a couple of weeks, or I've familiarized myself with over a few days.
Okay.
That would be
So no, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about some random hookup in a nightclub. I'm talking about maybe a workmate, or maybe someone you bump into, some guy down at your
closer. Gym. Yeah. The flirting, the moving closer, no space between us, the actual, eye contact. This is what I'm trying to do. I want to bite your lips, that kind of stuff. We go from there. Hey, blood fire. There it is.
Carmen, let us assume, I don't know which man should I give Carmen. Okay, let's assume Carmen is feeling Ugonna.
Yeah, that's the right person.
Correct people, when I try.
Let us assume Carmen. Okay. So Carmen, wait. Let me set the scene. This thing's sweeting me. So Carmen, here's what's up. Ugonna is some dude down at your local gym, right? You've been seeing him around the place. He's been seeing you around the place. He wipes down the gym equipment extra nice when you come by. This is this. Ooh. So, he says hi. From time to time, you'll bump around the energy drink dispenser thing. Everybody's happy. Now, your gym is starting to have like a little social part to it. Like, y'all go out after workout. Y'all do some little. So, you're now in a place where you are not hot and sweaty. You've had your little after gym shower. You're looking cute in your little yoga pants and what have you. Ugona's sitting there in his little t-shirt saying, "How many can you lift, bro?" And then, dun, 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 you now want to holler at your nigga.
Okay, so thank you for even painting the scenario, because you just narrowed some of the things I was going to say. So we're both sitting there. My yoga pants is on flick.
Mad
t-shirt is bulging with the
mad ball.
Carmen would say to him. So Carmen is the one with the British accent, by the way. So Carmen would say to him, "So I love your muscles. Are you muscly everywhere? Is every one of your
attention? Come and carry this girl.
I'm happy to find out."
I am here. Stop calling my name. I'm listening. You're listening.
I want to investigate further. Ooh. We go from there.
Ugonna, Ugonna, if you fall my hand, I will not bring you back on this show.
Every appendage is muscly, so let's work it up to the right appendage, that kind of. Yeah. So.
Ugonna,
I can actually hear him blushing. I didn't know it's possible to even hear blush. I'm hearing the blush.
The truth is this, right? Let me not even answer you, but let me just say something, please. Maybe as a man, I've never been able to handle that. Honestly, I just start laughing, and I never just know how to handle it. But, I'll just keep giggling, and even though in the past I've actually succumbed to that, but it had to be more or less like by fire, But not for me to say, okay, let's go or anything. I'll just be giggling.
You're the type that likes to chase. You're the type that likes to be the one who does the chasing.
Sounds like it.
So what Ugonna just said is exactly what I found out online. Oh, by the way, let me do my own. We still have a guy, Ke, Folabi of Life. How are you, Ren?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Are you going to be speaking Ibadan?
Folabi is my guy. Mo fẹ́ kí kíni tèmi àti kíni tiẹ̀ kọjọ ní àjẹsọ. Àṣepọ̀. We're not gonna do that. So this is how I feel. So Folabi, some dude at work. I think the thing that might make me make a move is if I'm gonna make a direct move, it has to be okay. I'm out of choices. Maybe they're gonna move him to another branch, or I may not see this person again, or whatever the case may be. I don't have time. I need to get in there, and I need to, which I've done before, by the way. I will literally just say, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? What are you drinking? This is this." I'm not gonna make it like I'm emasculating you. I buy you a drink in a not emasculating way, like, "Oh, I'm just on my way to the bar. Did you need anything?" Etc. etc. Then I'll do the bimbo move, moving closer until I'm like literally right next to you, and I will tell you that, do you know what? Look. You probably get this all the time, but I think you're incredibly good looking. I think you are very sexy, and I was just wondering if we could take the party over to your place or mine. What were you thinking? Is this something you'd be interested in? Simple. That's it. End. That's all Yoruba. Jà lọ́lé ẹ̀ àbí ṣo níyàwó sílé ni jà lọ́lé ẹ̀.
Jẹ́ ká lọ collabo.
Jà lọ collabo briefly. Let us collabo. So that's that about that. But I want to go back to Ugonna's point, because we are talking about blurred lines, right? Ugonna made a point that we heard a lot online over and over, and it was, like I said, there were literally less than 5% of the ladies who said what Carmen said, or what I said, or what Nkiru said, which is what makes me think, is this some kind of age thing, or is this some kind of, all these abroad girls don't spoil finish? There were very, very few women who said, I will point blank say, let's fuck. That's just, all of them were like, so I will now wear one lingerie, so by the time I only text him at midnight, so I'll send one picture of myself like this, so this, and then by the time the few ladies said, I will point blank say, hey, what's up, what it do? The overwhelming response from the guys were exactly what Ugonna said, which is, I can't deal with a woman being that direct. Can't deal with a woman just coming out and saying she wants sex. Can't deal with no preamble, not like we are dating, not like my girlfriend saying she wants sex is sexy and horny, and saying, oh, she wants me, or I turn her on. A random woman, a work colleague, or some girl in a nightclub come on to me and say, in fact, there was one that said, maybe she wants to use my semen to do something, because what's all this?
Hey.
It was like, what's all this? I want sex. Just saying I want sex. So to the gentleman, what do you make of this? Why do you think? Let me ask Ugonna, because he's the one who said he's always found this way. Why the reticence when it comes to a woman being direct about her sexual desires?
Maybe because for me, Ugonna, it's not just a case of availability, really. Then, two, if you're going to do that, you equally expect a bit of, should I say, connection. I'm not trying to sound like holier than thou, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you want to be with someone that you actually have a great time with, because number one, the person walks up to you, you don't know where they're from, you don't know what's motivating them. Maybe you don't know if they want to like sample your D game, you're not sure really. So And maybe the kind of things I saw growing up, I know most times, I've had an incident actually, maybe when I was much younger, something similar, and then I started calling back, and she was like, no, that's okay, just keep it there. And I'm like, okay, really? But most importantly, I still believe a bit of a chase, like that's very direct thing, like within 10 minutes, let's do it, unless everybody's all drunk and, even though we mentioned something about being tipsy in the other case, but if the girl comes up on you and already you cited her before and you guys already had something coming, but just to come straight at me, I don't know about other guys, I'll probably just feel flattered, I'll like, oh, fine, thank you, you like me, but maybe you're just being expressive. But ordinarily,
she's not being expressive. It's not compliments. It's not, hey, you're a fine boy. It is, I want to sleep with you.
Yeah, she's expressive about her intentions. That's what I mean. But
okay.
Somehow you equally want something a bit like, oh, how are you? How old are you? Your leg, your toe is nice. You just want something. You just want to talk about something. Hey, is that your nose? Is it real? Just say something. Don't just tell me that. I mean, at the end of the day, she might even be disappointed because I'll be like thinking, what is it? What exactly? Who is she? What is she? What's with her? And
this is amazing. This is amazing. So if Nigerian women get told, you'll send out mixed signals. If women get told, don't be so easy, don't agree on the first, don't say yes straight away, don't be this. So they learn this whole culture of looking for under G ways of saying what they want, or this whole thing of not being direct with their emotions, to the point that some of these emotions are misread at a time. So you can imagine, for example, I've had guys say to me, I discussed with a few guys before I had this case, like, this girl is always coming on to me. We were in the same class, we were in the same, there was one that was saying, oh, we were doing masters together, she was always coming on to me. Then there was this day I go over by her house, we're supposed to be studying. As soon as she gets home, she's like, oh, excuse me, please. She goes into her room and she gets changed. Okay, to be fair, not like she gets changed into some like satin robe or something, but she slips out of what she's been wearing all day into like jeans and like house clothes, basically, not jeans, like jogging bottoms or whatever. And then when I tried to make the move, she was really, really offended, and it affected our friendship and all of this. And I don't understand why, when everything she's ever said or done around me suggests that she wants me. And I'm like, well, maybe she did, and she didn't want you on that day. Maybe the day she asked you to come to the house to study, she actually wanted to study, So if women are not being direct, if men then freak out when women are being direct, how do we deal with these blurred lines?
But I don't understand why.
Okay, so let's 1 minute. I think Taiwo was going to say something first. Taiwo.
Yeah, let him go.
Okay. Oh no, it was Dolakwa. Okay, Dolakwa, go ahead.
You know what? I don't understand why, first of all, a woman walking up to you suddenly and just say, you know what, I just want to bash you. will
cause you problem.
That, I mean, I don't know how that is supposed to turn you on. It's the same way you would, women will sit around you, expect me to just walk up to you and tell you, I just want to. And you find me to be a disgusting guy. Even though at that moment, you know what, you might be wet and drippy, but the fact that he just came up and just talked to me in that manner, like I'm some piece of meat,
yeah,
you won't find that they're attractive at all. So that said, I agree with my guy on that end. You know what? I mean, we can chit chat a little bit. I want to get to know you. I mean, I understand we're not looking for a relationship. But for God's sake, at least I want to find some other form of attraction other than the physical one. Because both of them have to be on point in order for that to happen.
That makes sense. Who be that? Taiwo Ogba, because Taiwo is squeaking. Okay, go ahead, Taiwo.
I won't agree. I won't agree with that, right?
Because you're a prostitute, Taiwo. But go ahead.
No. All things for courses, I don't mind if a girl comes to that way, she wants to smash me. Even go on, let's smash smash me. I don't mind.
Tell us even go.
So that boy is a good guy. He like obviously man and smoothing and wine and dine and all the shebang. Some guys don't like that. Some girls don't like that. They just want a quick pin. Put it in for now. Thank you, Pat. God bless you. Let's do a thing. Of course we will. God bless us. I don't have a problem with that. It's like if you're looking for a relationship and say, okay, let's start a relationship. This might be the one. She might not be the one. The one might not be the one.
The one might not be the one. Okay, I've still got Falabi. Are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Cool. What is your take on this? How would you feel if a woman was point blank direct at you and just says, see, here's what it is. I just want us to, let's do what we gotta do. Or, okay, what if a woman came up to you and gave you terms? This is what I would love to discuss, Falabi. Literally, look, I'm in town for the winter. I could really do with a cuddle bunny or cuddle buddy. I see you around. I really like you. This is a 3-month thing while I'm doing this, my little course I got going on. Just literally gave you the terms of the shagaloof, as in, I'm not looking for, don't catch feelings. I'm not looking for nothing. I don't want nothing. Don't take me to no date. Don't buy me nothing expensive. We're not going on long moonlit walks. Right. I got 3 months. I got this little degree I'm trying to sort out. I got this little course I'm doing. I'm gonna be here. I like you, and I'm looking at you like you should be the one.
Let me give Falabi an example of one that I've done before.
Yeah, come in. Tell Falabi.
It's actually, you know what? This one was this was when I was crossing from Bimbo to Kemen. So I've just been through a bad breakup. I was in a relationship with someone I really cared about. Just been through a breakup. It was one of those relationships where we were, that transitional age. You're kind of going from mid-20s to older 20s. You're a bit more sure of yourself and everything. So we're a lot more sexually adventurous and trying out things with each other. And then also, before we even got to the sex part, it was someone that I really was very attracted to the person's intelligence and everything. And I think it was one that I'm sure I've mentioned it to you, Rachel, before, that I said when we ended up breaking up, one of my friends now told me that you do realize he was really ugly. And I'm like, well, I kind of forgot he was ugly after I spoke to him. I heard how intelligent he was. But then I remembered after we broke up, so,
that he was very ugly.
He sometimes got his blind, that, he was ugly. And I see him now and it's like, oh, dude, you ugly. But anyway, that's a different matter altogether. So, after he and I broke up, the next thing was in a proper relationship, and I kind of did tell him, I said, look, I'm trying to get over someone. There's still a whole lot of remnants of me getting horny at different times. I do like you. We're friends. I know you kind of, like, you've hit on me before, but I don't want a boyfriend, and I don't want to be your girlfriend. However, can we hang out, for now, just sexually? Don't be sexually promiscuous to anyone else. It's just me and you having sex. Exclusively for now, for the next few months. I just need to get all this shit out of my system. So basically, at some point, I'm going to be using your body. Do you agree? Yeah. So basically, that's the scenario for Labi. If a woman comes to you and says that,
I want to use you to get over someone. Jesus.
Yeah.
Insult upon you.
Not use and abuse. Not Jesus. Not to sound what's the word I'm looking for here? Not
fire and desire.
Not to sound like I know better than anybody else here. I think we may be overlooking one thing in all of this that I've been talking about. We may be overlooking the fact that the guy has to be attracted to the woman.
True.
No. Yeah, but we're talking ceteris paribus.
When I said he already said he.
We're saying all things being equal, how would you feel about a
all
woman?
Things being equal.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I prefaced my comment saying that, not to sound, because if I heard that, I probably wouldn't have said what I said. But yes, a good-looking woman steps to me. You're asking me personally, like, it's not how people should respond to it. It steps to me like that.
How you would respond to it.
Yes. I may not be as forward as some others may claim to be. May not be as ready to accept and shag away as others may be ready to do. For me, I like the process of that mental connection first. I like to...
all these mentalists that we have in this group go back ourselves.
Yeah, so it's part of the enjoyment. What it has to, it has to be wholesome. It has to be, the whole works have to come with it. It's just not, okay, I see person we get to we get KB and stand where I don't just so it's a lot more, a little bit more complex than it appears to be. Than just getting laid and getting your freak on.
Exactly.
And to address the overall you have addressed the topic from the beginning. When it comes to, I think for to address the question about whether a woman may, what's the question? Like whether a woman may step to a guy or not. I think each person is different. There is no universal rule to it. There's no, like somebody must do things this way or do this. Each individual person is different. Like, okay, Rachel may prefer to like be the type who likes to just say what she wants with one person. Another person may like to be a little bit coy about it, and that's how she gets her sexuality or sexual juices flowing. Another person, you just like somebody that it may be a turn off for another person to just step to a guy that she likes. I think the responsibility falls on each and every one of us, that in such situations we should exercise caution. You should, to be able to like be very cautious about, okay, the desires has to be, I get what it is. Desire has to be like explicitly expressed at some point, but it just doesn't come. It just doesn't have to like come at the beginning like that. Like, you meet somebody.
So you'd want it further down the line after you all have established a connection.
Yeah, it could be. Well, it could be a few hours. It could be a few days. It could be a few weeks. Just
okay. So down the line might not be a very long line. Fair play.
Yes. Yes, but at some point, you want a definitive approval, and the onus falls on you, whether you're the man or the woman. In the I don't know what word to use for what I'm trying to say here, but in our current, in today's world, the rapist, the image of the rapist is a man, right? So the man owes it to himself to confirm that, okay, this baby won't fuck. So she expresses it, in black and white, that she wants to fuck, and you've come to that stage.
But they don't like it. So we're having this conversation again and again, and we're saying the word keeps coming up. So we're talking about, Ogona has talked about connection. You've talked about some sort of connection. Dolapo is the king of connection. He has to just connect, otherwise you're on a long thing. And so let me talk about how women feel about this.
Before you go, please.
Go ahead, Tyrone.
Like, the question from Carmen was, they've been together before. They broke up, right? If I'm not No.
She hasn't been with this guy.
Okay, right, okay, yeah, right. So she now bring a proposition to the table saying, you be my friends with benefit, okay?
Yes.
Let's take face value. Friends with benefit, that's what it is. If you want to get connection, then you're well entitled to say, okay, no, I'm not interested, okay? No long term. But if you come to me, where do I stand? That suits me down to the ground. But me, if I see coming at all, if I sleep with this girl, if she gets pregnant, would I like to have a baby with her? If the answer is yes, then let's go for it. If you can't sleep with someone that you can't have a baby with, then don't do it.
Okay, so that's a completely whole new twist again. So,
yeah.
I'll tell you what women feel. And again, I have to be careful with my words because I don't actually know if this is women of a certain age. I think it is actually not women in general, but certainly women of a certain age have a major bugbear. And this bugbear is men who are promising love, who have no intention to love them, and would have happily taken the NSA, would have happily taken the no strings attached. And they're constantly like, if you just wanted sex, you should have just said you wanted sex. I would have happily given you sex. Don't come out here talking about feelings, talking about, oh, you care about me, trying to make it into what it isn't, because women like to compartmentalize because the heart is a foolish thing. Don't let me catch feelings that you have no intentions of honoring. Don't let me start missing you, this, that. Don't let me be in a way that I will now start fooling my old age, calling you at midnight, calling. If this is just a friends with benefit, let me know it's just a friends with benefit. Right. But men like to, a lot of guys don't want, or they want a situation where if they should at all be a friends with benefit, let it be that it's them that proposed it or initiated it and the babe fell. I think there is something about the male ego that wants to be like, baby, last now. Baby, she, there seems to be something about the male ego that even if he went in looking for friends with benefit, the minute the girl was to turn around and say, I mean, I'm not even trying to complicate this. Can we just do what we're doing and do it? All of a sudden, the guy, his bristles go up, his defenses go up, and he's like, I mean, I really like you. I want to take this fantastic movie on. Oh, I have tickets for the game. Oh, let's go do this, because they don't want to be. Not to find a point on it, they don't want to be fucked. They want to be the one doing the fucking.
Yeah.
That just seems to be the way. So let me speak to the people who don't. I know Taiwo is like, I beg, any hand she bring, make we collect them like that. Let me ask my girls real quick because we're really running out of time. Nkiru and Bimbo, did anything I just say make sense? Have you had any experiences with guys where they seem to want sex but want to coat it in a relationship, as it were?
Can you say that last sentence again? That question. Can you repeat that question?
I'm asking the ladies if they've had any experience of guys who actually want sex, but they want to coat it in something more than sex.
Yes, I have one currently now. His name is Afolabi. One guy. In fact, no comments. I have currently. He'll go, he'll send a WhatsApp message and go, are you busy? And I go, no. He go, come and keep me company now. No, it's not company the freaking idiot wants. He just wants me to come over so he can have his leg over. It's not me having my leg over. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, why don't you just come out and say, listen, babe, I really want you, this is how I want.
Okay, have you and this Afolabi ever had sex?
Oh, yes, we have.
My
terms.
On your terms.
I don't want it anymore. Poor guy. Okay. I don't know why he doesn't want to move on. But now it's a case of, to the point where now they're not telling me they love me. How can you love someone? That's why I keep asking. How can you love me? You can't love me. It was just sex.
They're not telling me. He loves the sex.
Yes, I have one currently. Me, you should go.
I'm sorry, please slow me. I thought it was this. I was so slow. I thought it was Folabi here that you just called out.
No.
This Afolabi get on now. I beg go. I not fish out too. is guest.
No, we don't do
That's
we don't
how
do people
that's
that
how I was a
have
little scared. Like I was like, she just put him on blast like that.
I'm sorry, Jerry, my dear, not you.
Oh, that's
Falabi's mouth was wide open the whole time. Falabi was like, wait, what? Did I talk to some girl in England?
When did this happen? No.
And then I was like, have you guys ever slept together? And she said, yes. I said, yes. Falabi came to London and he did tell me. God passions. So, why? Let me speak to Ugonna. I haven't spoken to Ugonna in a minute. Ugonna, why do you think that is? Why do you think men don't have a problem with friends with benefits or don't have a problem with NSA sex, but seem to have a problem with it being initiated by the woman? Because that let me say that is a taken for granted. Take it from all the women here that this is something we have all experienced at some point in time.
Yep.
Funny enough, if you sample opinion of men, you probably end up saying seldom true, not always true kind of scenario, because there's still some men that, bring it on, but I think, like, I use myself as an example, I went that part before where someone came out of me, and I think the story of the whole thing, I didn't put in the best of performances, so, for starters, I said, nah. And I tried hooking up again. She was like, they're giving excuses. I think for men, maybe we psych ourselves up probably. We need to be psyched up more than anything else. I mean, most times, if you don't come to the occasion, you don't rise to the occasion, nothing happens, really. So I think a lot has to do with the man being primed for it. And men in this part of the world, somehow we're a bit like, wow, she's coming at me. You start raising eyebrows, you're looking. And we're
but looking at what? What is your problem with the woman? What is wrong? What are you looking at? Gong.
Now, calm down.
It is not your fault.
They have brought it to you in a platter.
Unless it's a woman, most times that you've been like quietly, like, imagining and fantasizing about, and she comes up and you're like, what? Then maybe then, but just tap on the shoulder, hey, hi, how are you? What are you doing? Okay, can we just, you may not be amused for starters, and the next thing is calm down, relax, let's talk, you probably break out in a sweat, but, most times, people cannot really access, they can't really grade sexually a man's performance, or rather a woman's performance. It's always the man, he couldn't rise to the occasion, he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that, he couldn't do that. So most times, more than ever, it's not really an ego thing, but I think men will feel better if they're with who or what they want, I don't know how women do it, because I know some women say, just do it and get out, do it and get out, do it and get off me. For me, if I can't, there's nothing to do. There's just nothing to do. So
Bugaro, you respond.
Say, but no go respond complete.
Maybe Dolapo can assist, because
okay, yeah, Dolapo, please help Ugonna.
Dolapo, please help him.
I don't even understand why we're arguing about this. First of all, like was rightly said, our performance can be evaluated right there and then. When your kidney dips, you can see it. It can be reviewed immediately.
We'll have a one-to-one, a departmental progress.
For women, you don't know. A woman can just lay there, legs apart, and you don't even know whether she's still a top performance or not.
Excuse me, no, you ain't doing it right.
Wait, what does all of this have to do with me? I want to use you to do sex body.
Part of the problem now. So when you're just coming up out of the blues and just addressing me and telling me that you just want to use my equipment, there's serious pressure there.
Are you using it for any other thing? Borrow me now.
No, there's pressure because number one, like it was said, what if I'm not like totally exactly into you? I'm not saying you're ugly, you're beautiful, but there's still that pressure. It's on like, okay, someone that I'm totally into, who is now equally into me, which means that when we actually get down to the business, it becomes more than just physical. There's that emotional connection that makes the whole thing heightened.
So, in addition to what,
just final
comments before you guys round up.
Yeah.
Yes. After all said and done, after the jokes and everything, the bottom line is that it's critical to like exercise a lot of caution. Get to know who you fucking. Excuse. I don't know get to know who you're fucking.
Sorry.
Connect to who you are fucking, and understand that the person actually wants that fuck. Hello.
I'm here.
Yeah.
We're here, lawyer.
Oh, okay. Like, connect to who you want to fuck. Know that the person wants to fuck and want to fuck for the right reason, not want to fuck to set you up, to claim that later down the line, he raped me, she raped me, or she raped me.
And those are things that will be going through your mind while you are doing that, because it was something you never expected.
And part of that is like part of getting all of that, getting to know all of that for a fact, is connecting with a person. I honestly, this is for Folabi. I cannot have sex, whatever word you want to use, somebody who I do not, even if you can connect with somebody in an hour, in 30 minutes, or more, or less, but somebody that I don't have a mental connection, that I don't have a discussion with, that I don't have, there's that mental exchange with, like there's that flow, it's not, for many men, it's not just getting, and people who fall into their trap are those who like on the borderline rape. And like somebody said earlier, I've been listening for a little bit. The person who gets in that situation, the person who actually rapes somebody, is not mentally stable, because how can you enjoy what is not freely given? It's not. It's not pleasurable.
Yeah, you're not getting feedback.
There's no pleasure in it at all. It's something that is exactly. Is that Mr. Dolapo? Somebody
yes,
there?
that's Mr. Dolapo.
Yes, he said they're not getting feedback. I like that terminology. You have to get feedback from what you're doing. You have to be like, it's a two-way traffic. It has to be fun. As you're throwing in, the person will be throwing back at you. So,
so don't worry, we will complete Excel spreadsheets and give you all the feedback you need. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. I was really, really scared. I thought, oh my God, rape for 2 hours. How can? But you guys have completely, as usual, you do what the bad gang do best. You completely smack the topic. I am so grateful to my gentlemen that joined me tonight. I was panicking. You know how I feel about the Talking Drum and all the other shows that we do. I do not want a coven of witches. I don't want a group of women cackling, all these men, they're so useless. Now, wow, God forbid, men are bastards. No, this is not a hate group. This is not even if we're going to discuss rape, I want us to discuss it as egalitarian as possible, making sure that we cover all angles. And if there is stuff that women are doing, then we need to talk about that as well. So for that, I am so grateful to you, gentlemen. I can't thank you enough. Taiwo Nirington, I love you long time. Folabi,
thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining me. Ugonna, I'm sure Kemen will greet you in a minute. Dolapo, we don't, you are the rock. You are the rock upon which Talking Drum is built. Our voice of reason, our steady Barry White that doesn't let us down anytime. T, I don't know how to thank you enough.
I'm going to quote you verbatim to write me.
This thing always causes problems. So there's a problem in Dolapo's house right now where he gets off the phone and tells his wife, if you don't know, now. There are people that think I'm a superstar. You that you're just doing me anyhow. So then...
he doesn't do that because he's still breathing.
Then the wife comes to me and be like, stop filling his head with nonsense. This guy is busy telling me this. What are people even talking about on that show, Seth? That there will be times I will ask him to do things. He will say, no, he can't do it though. He has talking drum. Oh. No, he can't do it though. He has that. No, that you people please help me peg him. Every time I peg him down a couple of pegs, he will go on the show and come back and say, guess what the lady said to me today? Guess what the lady... See, go back and tell her that we said we love you. If she doesn't like, let her hug Transformer. We love you, love you, love you. Folabi, we hope to see you again soon. We do this every Wednesday. We're going to hit you up next Wednesday with a fantastic topic. We're going to talk on Friday on Apricot Hour. One of the topics we're going to discuss, Nkiruka said, would you date older men or younger men? Me, I said, if it's not a pensioner, I don't want. Free bus pass is the future. So we're going to be discussing that. We're going to be discussing that as well as a whole bunch of other stuff. And of course, we will hit you again next Wednesday with another talking drum. Let's go around the house really quickly. One line from everybody and say goodnight. Starting with Taiwo. Hit me.
Yeah, that is what Nkuruka. I'm sending Uber to your house now. Make sure you get your French coat ready.
Is that what I asked you to say, Taiwo? Why are you... I keep telling you you're a prostitute. You say no, you are not. Please. Who else is there? Folabi Jerry Okomi, can you please say goodnight?
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. On my inaugural meet with you, I had a good discussion. I'm sorry I didn't join on time. I regret not joining on time. It would have been much more engaging.
We're here every Wednesday, baby. Every Wednesday. So I'm going to holler at you and let you know what's really good. Who else is in the house? Nkiruka, say goodnight.
Good night, everyone. Everyone on the panel who joined us tonight. It was lovely. Have a good rest of the week. And everyone out there, sex is sex, love is love. Pick which side you want to be on.
What down? Ugonna, Jerry, fine boy. Holla at your girl.
Very infectious crowd. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better set of people. You guys, let's continue keeping it real. Thanks so much. And, of course, we'll do this some other time.
Perfect.
All the best.
Thank you very much. Have a good night. Abimbaya.
Good night, everyone. It's been great. Like Rachel said, it's one of those topics where you kind of have to wonder, but you guys did it justice. Thank you very much, and see you on Friday. Good night.
Perfect. Good night. I always leave Dolapo for last because he always gives me a word that keeps me going till that Friday. Oh yeah, Dolapo, finish them. Give them the finishing move.
Sorry to disappoint you today. All right.
Yeah.
Dolapo, otherwise known as the voice, is going home to demand his respect.
So put some respect on my name.
Good night, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been such a pleasure. We will see you on Friday. Until then, take care of yourselves and of each other. Have a fantastic night. Thank you for staying with us. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.